Hey everybody, before I actually get into the community update, I want to give a quick thank you to Chris, Caitlin, Emily, and the rest of the InfluxDays crew who have put together these past couple days. They've done a phenomenal job. If you're in the Slack, please give them a shout out and a thank you there. I also want to thank Convene and Gabe specifically. They're the ones who are running the show kind of behind the scenes. Whenever you hear us say next slide, we're talking to Gabe there, who's controlling all of this for us. So thank you to all of you who have put together the show. Thank you to all of our speakers. We've had some really great speakers, both live and in our on-demand sessions. So thank you to everybody for making such a great InfluxDays. I hope everyone's had a good time and enjoyed this. All right, so going to the InfluxDB community, we've had several people mention it in their talks, but I wanted to give an overview of who we are and where we are, so that if you are interested, you can get involved too. So next slide. First of all, who is the InfluxDB community? Next. We are currently over 13,000 members in our community. About 10% of those, about 1,200 of them are contributing actively to our community. And we're getting hundreds and hundreds of more people every single month. You can see we've had this steady growth in the size of our community really over the past couple of years. So we're vibrant, we're growing, people are excited to be here, and we're already pretty large. Next slide. Our community comes in all age ranges. We've got some really young people who are still in university, just getting started in technology. And then we've got people who are on the other end of the spectrum who are, late in their career. They're maybe looking towards retirement and have been doing this for years and years and years. Like I said, we've got people in university just starting out. We've also got career switchers who are coming in new to IT from some other career path, using time series data and using InfluxDB. And then we've got people who have been using InfluxDB almost since the beginning. So they've had, years of experience doing that. All of them coming into our community, sharing their knowledge, sharing their insights, supporting each other. Which is really great because, getting that variety of perspectives and that variety of experience means that we can help a lot of people. Next. We've also seen quite a diversity in the paths that people take to joining our community and the participation that they do. We've got one person who is, I think, in China, who has been regularly contributing to InfluxDB for many years now. He pushes patches to the InfluxDB product itself, but he's not super talkative. So we only hear from him when he's making a PR, but otherwise he's just happy kind of, going along using InfluxDB. On the other side of that, we've got people who are using InfluxDB at work for their own company, but who have become part of our community first to get support and now are actively supporting other people in our Slack, chatting with them, helping out, answering questions whenever they can. And some people have actually made the switch from being InfluxDB users to being InfluxData employees. We've had some people who started out making contributions to the community who, we've just been so impressed with what they've done. They've been so active and outgoing doing it that we actually ended up hiring them to join our team and to do this full time, which has been really great. So there's a variety of different ways that people come into the InfluxDB community and interact with us. Next slide. All right, so that's kind of who we are. Now I want to talk about where we are, both in the real world and in the online space. Next. The bulk of our interaction happens online in GitHub, which is where all of our source code is. We take all of our pull requests and everything there. We've got Slack, which I hope you're all in. If you're not, You can go to influxdata.com/Slack to join there. That's where we chat live to each other. We've got people from engineering, people from all over the company who are part of that Slack, helping out, interacting with people in our community, users of OSS, users of Enterprise, users of Cloud too. It really doesn't matter to us. We're there to talk to you and to help you there. And then for better support, we have a discourse forum, which is a really great place to ask questions, find answers that people have already given to similar questions. We're building up a really powerful knowledge base there. In addition to those big three, we also provide Stack Exchange. So if you use the InfluxDB or the Telegraph tag on Stack Overflow, people are over there answering questions as well. Again, both employees and non-employees who have experience and knowledge with InfluxDB. We also have a subreddit where, again, we provide some support. We also have a lot of people promoting stuff on Reddit, what they're working on there. People promote things on Twitter. We've got a @InfluxDB Twitter tag that you can tag us into anything that you're posting if you're doing something cool on Twitter there. So we'll see it. We can reshare it and boost that signal. We also have community people who contribute to our blog. We regularly ask people to write articles, and we'll publish them to our blog. We really enjoy having guest authors come in from our community to do that. And of course, we have people joining us here at InfluxDays. It's been virtual now for, this is our third virtual event since the COVID-19 pandemic set in, but it's a great way to get involved in the community. It's a great way for all of us to come together, talk, share our knowledge, help each other out. Next slide. We have community members in almost every continent on Earth. I went and checked. We're in every continent except Antarctica, I think. I wasn't able to find any community people currently in Antarctica, but if you are or you know of one, please let me know so I can update this slide and get all of that green. But so far, we're in every largely populated continent on Earth, we'll say. Next slide. All right, so that's who we are and where we are, but what do we do in the community? So we work together in the community quite a bit. We're an open source project, so we work together on code, including community templates, which I think somebody hit on earlier today, but they're a great way where you can pre-build InfluxDB dashboards and tasks and Telegraph configs and share them with other users. You can contribute code to InfluxDB itself, to the Telegraph project, writing plugins or working on Telegraph 4. You can work on the new IOX project that Paul talked about yesterday, which is really exciting. We also work together on documentation. All of our documentation is on GitHub. We take pull requests to it regularly. Our community helps maintain that, and that really makes it better for everybody. We also work together on promotion. So if you're doing something interesting, we want to hear about it. We want to help promote it. We have people in our community who are excited about the things that we're doing and want to promote it when we share that information also. So there's a lot of cross collaboration on there to boost those signals. We also have people who come and give InfluxDays talks on a regular basis. Not just people working at customers, but just community people who want to come in and share their knowledge. So we open up InfluxDays to them as well. And then we've got time series meetups that were mentioned in Slack earlier, I saw. But we've got these time series meetups all over the world that are run by our community to, again, help promote the work that people are doing with InfluxDB or with time series data in general. We also take leadership together. Tim talked earlier about the Telegraph Developers Program, which we launched last year, which has been hugely successful. By bringing community people in and giving them leadership roles within that project, we were really able to accelerate the development of that, make the maintenance of it sustainable. We were able to go through a bunch of PRs that have been outstanding and get those solved. They're making choices about the direction of the project going forward, and it's just been a really rewarding, really successful collaboration with them. We also have a Helms chart project that is largely led by community contributors as well. We do use these Helm charts ourselves, but they do a lot of the work to make sure that those Helm charts are working right, they're effective and efficient, again, largely led by community. We're about to launch a new community team for the forums. The forums are really active. We've got a lot of content on there, but we don't have a lot of people currently maintaining it. So we're bringing in some of the most active community contributors from the forums. We're going to make them moderators. We're going to give them additional access so that we can help grow that and scale the forums up even faster. And then, of course, we've got the InfluxAces program, which is a program for our most active, most outspoken, most engaging people in our community who want to really help us promote InfluxDB and Influx data tools to their community. So if you want to join the InfluxAces program and you're really active in Influx data already, you can get with Caitlin, and she can tell you what the process is on that. Again, that's a community-led team. They decide what they work on. They decide which new members to bring in there. We also do quite a bit of supporting each other. I touched on this just a few slides ago, but we do a lot of support on platforms like Stack Overflow and on our discourse forums. We informally do support on Slack and on Reddit. We do try and move a lot of the support questions to the forums, though, because we can keep more of that data around longer than we can on Slack. But a really interesting thing is that more than 60% of the support that happens in our community is coming from non-staff, so people who don't work for Influx data. These are people, again, customers, users, just people with knowledge and experience. We're happy to share that and happy to help out other InfluxDB users get started and overcome any obstacles or struggles that they're having. And as these new users gain knowledge and experience with InfluxDB themselves, then they can turn around and they can start sharing that knowledge and experience with others and supporting them. So it's a real virtuous cycle, bringing people in, helping them up, and then they help bring in and encourage the next group of people that come in. We also use the community just to kind of hang out. We socialize and chat with each other. We get to know each other a little bit better. And we all have different hobbies, different side projects that we're working on. And it's really nice to be able to just share and talk about those things and find people with similar interests and talk about the things that we've done or the challenges that we've had with that. We've got an Influx Pets channel in our public Slack. You saw a bunch of pet pictures this morning that were shared. Join that chat and just share pictures of your dogs or your cats. We really enjoy just getting to know people on kind of a human level that way. So if all that sounds good to you, how can you come and join us? Next slide. The first thing I would encourage you to do, if you haven't already, is to just try us out. The first step, I think, in being a part of the Influx data community is to kind of get to know what InfluxDB and Telegraph and all of our other tools are. So go to our downloads page there on the link. You can download a version of InfluxDB there, or you can sign up for the free Cloud 2 account. The free tier doesn't require a credit card to sign up. It has some pretty good resource limits that lets you do quite a bit of regular work without having to pay anything. So it's a real simple, fast way to get up and running, kind of familiarize yourself with InfluxDB itself and the UI and how it works. And then you can get one of our community templates, which are kind of prepackaged dashboards and tasks and Telegraph configurations. So if you don't know what kind of data you want to collect or how you want to display it, install one of these templates and that'll do all of that for you. That'll give you a working setup that you can then poke around with and learn a little bit more about. You can do the same thing with Telegraph. You can go download the latest version of Telegraph for your platform, so you can start collecting data and pushing that out to InfluxDB. There's a bunch of different plugins there you can try as well, depending on what kind of data source you want. Gabe, can you go back one slide? And then we had this InfluxDays challenge that was running yesterday and Monday. The challenge itself is closed for entry for the prizes, but the tasks and all the information are still out there. This is a great way to kind of take a guided walk through the different capabilities of InfluxDB and learn about and try them out one at a time. So that's all still live. You can still do all of these different things that were in the challenge to get familiar with that. And if you have any questions or struggles with that, join us in the Slack and we can help walk you through it also. So all of these things are a great way to start using our tools and get familiar with them so that you know what you want to do, what you need help with. All right, next slide. Once you've started doing that, come and connect with us. Like I said, you can join our Slack where we're there. We've got people mostly in US and Europe time zones, but spread across the world too. So really any time of day or night, you can join our Slack and find somebody there. Join our forums. Browse there if you have questions to see if somebody else maybe has already had that question and it's been answered. If not, you can post your own question there. We're really responsive and try really hard to make sure that we get all of those answers. And you can connect with us at events like InfluxDays that we're running this week. We run this twice a year, once in European time zones and once in US time zones. Join one of our IOX talks that Paul does. You saw an overview from that earlier, but he does monthly tech talks to update everybody on what the status is of IOX and what the plans are for it. And then again, join one of the time series meetups that are hosted all around the world. These are a great way to find people in your local area who share similar interests, working on similar projects. So go join one of those too. These are all great ways to connect with the Influx data community. Next slide. After you've connected to us, start participating. There are all kinds of ways that you can participate. One of the most common ones is asking a question. If you have a question, just jump right in and ask. You don't need to ask if you can ask a question. Find a relevant channel. So if you have a question about Telegraph, join the Telegraph channel. If you have a question about Flux, join the Flux channel. Similarly, on the forums, we have different categories for different topics. So you'll get your question answered a little bit faster, a little bit better if you can put it in the right channel, because more of the right people will be paying attention there. And then as you learn, as you gain your own Influx data experience, just jump right in and start answering questions. You don't need to be an expert by any means. You don't need anybody's permission to start helping. If you think you know the answer or you think you can help somebody, jump right in and start doing that. Like I said, we're big on supporting each other in the InfluxDB community, and there's no barrier to you being a part of that. I also encourage everybody to be curious. When you are talking to somebody and it sounds like they've got, an interesting question, or the problem that they're describing sounds like there's really quite a bit going on there, just start asking to know a little bit deeper what they're working on, what their projects are, find out what's interesting to them. Just learn who they are a little bit deeper level and as a person. It's a great way to make friends, to make professional connections, and really just to find out more about what's going on in the industry. And finally, just be yourself. We're all humans in this community. We're all people with a lot more going on than just what our jobs are or what brands we're representing. So be yourself, be authentic, talk about whatever is interesting to you. We don't have any rules against off-topic conversations. If a topic comes up that's got a lot of interest, we can open up a new channel specifically for that if you want. So don't be afraid to, talk about different things, even if they're not directly related to InfluxDB. The community is open to that kind of thing. Next slide. And then contribute back when you can. All of our projects are open source and on GitHub, so you can find a repo. You can find a repo, you can start hacking on it, provide a PR for it. The majority of our projects are in Go, but we've also got now some in Rust lang, And then, of course, we've got all of our client libraries that are in the different languages that those support. These are all great ways where you can contribute code back to InfluxDB. You can contribute documentation. Again, all our docs are also on GitHub. You can send fixes or expand on documentation just through a pull request there in GitHub. Fixing typos in our docs is a great, simple way to make a contribution that makes everybody happier. You can also integrate with third-party systems, so you can write new plugins for Telegraph. You can connect InfluxDB to different IoT or edge frameworks, or contribute new Flux modules to connect to external systems. I already touched a little bit on supporting each other, answering questions when you can. That's a great way to contribute back to the InfluxDB community. And then when you feel you're ready, step up to a leadership role. Become an InfluxDB ace, or host a meetup, or join one of our development teams. We need people who are willing to step up and lead the community, as well as contributions and just users in general. You can give talks, like I said, at InfluxDays, at time series meetups as well. Next slide. And lastly, set a good example for the kind of community that you want Influx Data to be. We're a very positive community. We're very kind. We encourage each other quite a bit. And that all comes from people doing that. So follow what's already being done, be a part of that positivity. Right now, like 98% of the comments that happen in our community are positive. So, let's try really hard to keep it that way and keep being thankful and encouraging to each other. Next slide. All right, so that was the InfluxDB community update. I also have some announcements and some awards to recognize before we end the session. First up, we're going to go over the Built on InfluxDB Awards. Next slide. So the Built on InfluxDB Awards are for people who are building something really cool or really innovative on top of InfluxDB or integrated with InfluxDB itself that we wanted to give special recognition to. Next slide. We got 3 categories that we set up for these awards. The first one is for the best third-party application, which recognizes a really outstanding solution that ties into a third-party application. And the winner for that category is, next slide, PTC. PTC has an industry-leading IoT platform called Thing Works. It provides end-to-end capabilities to connect devices together. They've become a really big user of InfluxDB lately and have built a really cool IoT platform on top of that. Next slide. We also have an award for the best visualization that uses InfluxDB. So this could be tools, it could be UI, it could be third-party visualization libraries. And the winner of that award is Moxie IoT. Their product Moxie World provides a single source of truth for manufacturing companies. They provide visualization and analysis for factory data in real time through this Moxie World iOS app, which I went and Googled some screenshots of that, and it looks really, really amazing. So you should definitely go check that out. Next slide. And the last category was for best application. So this app recognizes any application that's built on InfluxDB for commercial use, hobbies, or for a social good. And the winner of this category is the Vera C. Rubin Observatory. They actually gave a presentation in a previous InfluxDays. They are an astronomical, they are, I believe, a radio telescope or some kind of observatory that provides astronomical data sets to discover new things about our universe. They're currently conducting a 10-year survey of the sky, collecting up to 500 petabytes of timestamped images and other data that they're processing through InfluxDB to advance our knowledge and understanding of the universe. That talk from previous Influx Days is recorded and available somewhere, so if you're interested in them, I do encourage you to go check that out. Next slide. So I mentioned earlier that we had an Influx Days challenge. We ran this the first couple days as a way to get people to quickly learn a little bit more about Influx and provide them some rewards as a result of that. We closed that last night and we have winners today. So I want to congratulate Monish Basanibwai. I'm sorry, I'm sure I got that horribly wrong. But Monish was our first place winner, and they will receive a ticket to JS Nation and an InfluxDB hoodie. So congratulations, Monish. Our second place winner was Nidhin Kumar. He will also win a JS Nation ticket, and he will be getting an InfluxDB t-shirt. And then our third place was Paul Sorensen. Once again, Paul will be getting a ticket to JS Nation as well as an InfluxDB mug. So congratulations to our winners. And again, that challenge information is still up on our website. You're still welcome to follow through. The challenge is there to learn more about InfluxDB. It's a great way to get started. Next slide. I also want to announce that the Influx Days North America is planned for the end of October. We will once again be doing a Flux training 2 weeks ahead of that, so that will be October 11th and 12th. There are a limited number of seats for this, so if you want to join our Flux training, please do get registered for that as soon as you can before we run out of seats. These are really popular. All of our attendees find them really valuable, seem to learn quite a bit about Flux in a very short amount of time. So that's a great way to kind of jumpstart your Flux use. We'll again be doing Telegraph training the day before Influx Days start. So that'll be Monday, October 25th. I believe this also has limited seating, so don't wait to register for that one either. And then Influx Days itself will be October 26th and 27th from 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. And that one will be on US Pacific time instead of London time. So for those of you who may not have been able to attend because it was too early in the morning for you, that one will be on a much better time zone. And a lot easier on our Influx Days crew who have been at like 1 a.m. their time to make sure this event happens. Next slide. So registration for Influx Days is open. Our call for papers is also open. That will be open through the end of June. So if you like these presentations and you think you can contribute something as well for the next one, please get your CFP in. We get a lot of great proposals. We've got a lot of openings both for live sessions and our pre-recorded on-demand sessions. So please submit anything that you think is interesting to you think might be interesting to other InfluxDB users. Next slide. We are also going to do a contributor awards again. We did this last year to recognize members of our community who have made significant or sustained contributions to our community. We've opened up the nominations for that. So between now and the end of September, if you see anybody making a contribution that is really valuable, fixes a bug that's been bothering you for years, you can nominate them there, and we will choose some people to get these special awards at the next Influx Days. Next slide. And that is all for me. Again, I hope you have enjoyed Influx Days. I hope you come and join us in the InfluxDB community. We would love to have you. And I will see everybody around on Slack and hand it back now to Chris.
Thank you so much, Michael. And you guys can always hang out with Michael in the Slack channel or in GitHub land, as I like to call it. He's pretty much always there.